Protocol control. So there are some changes for sure. So one thing I do know is on defense, if the enemies aren't line of sight blocking here, or they aren't pushed past the 50 yard on A, you'll get this spawn over and over and over and over. So it's very important when you make kills, you get either heaven control first, or you're taking underground routes immediately to block this. Underground routes affect the spawn that you get. So anytime, no, you're good. Anytime you don't get this no map progression spawn, whichever side of the map you're spawning will tell you which side they're pushing. Got you, Swag. So you'll see some of the differences here with obviously this patch versus the new patch. So we see it here. Good plays. Wow, is he shooting bodies already?
He is a shooter. Nice little shot there from Metals as well. Yeah, and on the other side of Tenacel, I feel like he is the one who just controls everything for this phase.
Nice, good 3 down. So right here, chat, you get a wave. Chat, what are we trying to do when we get a wave? For my regular viewers in here, from a flow perspective, when you get a clean wave on protocol control, what is the first thing you are trying to get? Come on, Swag, Mafia, Yoming, give me some answers. But what is, so expand on that. What is the first thing you want to control? What is the first thing you want to control, and you want to fill in first? What's good, Tesla? No, I'm just doing this, Tesla, and I'm gonna wait until EWC to do the new patch. If TAC assist sprint wasn't GA'd, would everyone use it? No idea, Chris. How you doing, Christopher? And they're building. Yes, you want to control blue first. Blue is the first thing you want to fill in order to set up the spawn trap. Now, on this new patch, no, they're playing EWC on your patch, Tesla. So, Procon control, if they have no progression, right, you're going to spawn here. It is even more so important to control blue because you deny underground routes to block this, and you deny line of sight blocking from top trips. So holding blue control is even more important than it's ever been before. And you'll see how Miami do a fantastic job of refilling through mid to prioritize the kills blue. Once they get blue, then you can activate on the side lanes, chat. Obviously, one gets bad timing, but I don't mind it. I gave up a tick on A to give you an answer. Appreciate you, Swag. How you doing, Tesla? You good? Same again. You're trying to play for blue control, but you've got to be careful from a timings aspect of when you push into blue versus when you hold mid. So essentially, if you have a clean wave, chat, and I've mentioned this to you guys before, if you have a clean wave, you can bang into blue and trade out. Because when you bang into blue and trade out, it's easier to pick up the side lanes off spawn. Even more so in this patch. If you don't spawn here and you spawn here or here, you know exactly where they're going to be, right? But then if you don't have the timings to get blue, you want to play power positions outside of mid and start taking routes to then guarantee you blue control. If you can't get blue control, take routes. If you have blue control, don't take routes, flood through mid, cut from middle. Easy enough, chat. So we'll see how FaZe play it here. This is very good as well from understanding from a micro perspective, AR versus SMG, what positions you want to play.
But now it's about working the objective. Abizi was trying to work the A point. You need your ARs in position. Yeah, Draws is playing that so wide. He thought there was no chance he was getting shot from the window.
See this here, guys? Refilling through mid. Now that the wave is clean, boom. You can bang through blue. Now, you can control Heli with an AR. But to your point here, it's not the first thing you want to pick up. It's not the first thing you want to pick up because once you give them blue control, you give them avenues and routes to get out of a potential blunder. When you play blue control, it's easier to deny it, and it's also easier to pick up the side lanes from spawn. You can refill these power spots from spawn if you're the third guy or the fourth guy in the fill order here. If you're the third or fourth, right? Into Major 3 in the Saudi League, got you. So this is why blue is very important. And then it can springboard the spawn trap because then it determines which side and which spawn you're giving them as well when you control blue. And that's how it gives you the free ability and the free route to then spawn them as deep as possible. Whereas, for example, if you push out heli first, you're going to spawn them like here. If you don't have any progression here or any progression here. And then it's easier for them to get out and take routes to get out. So you're trying to deny any possibility or any routes of them getting out in the first place. But look at the aggression. Look at the speed that they're playing in. Look how fast they are at doing it. And they do it together. When you take fights and you take challenges, you do it together. If you do it together, it doesn't matter who you play, they aren't going to win.
Can FaZe do anything with this? Trying to just run to this 8 point. One player still in spawn. That's going to be super. He's going to have the help of Real. Fights all over the place. Real hit down to 37. But then he did draws off the point. They did draws off the point.
Nice. Look how they're refilling. Refill through mid. When you have progression, use it. Okay, guys? When you have progression, use it. Keep the game stupid simple. Damn.
Well, Super is talking trash. He's yelling across the stage. They know what they just did. They kept them to one tick on offense, on protocol.
Getting out on attack is so hard. Getting out is literally wherever you think the pressure's coming from based on where you spawn. Use where you spawn to get into blue. You spawn back cliff, it means they're pressuring the right. Use blue to get out. If you spawn middle, they're both sides. And if you spawn on the right heli, someone's pushed out cliff. You have to use the spawn you're given because the timing is the most favorable to get out. Use the spawn you're given. Your spawn tells you what you need to do. Alright, let's look at that break here.
Feels like this month of scrims, one thing's been happening, and they're not seeing that here, and they're all out of sorts. It's weird.
See that? Look at where he spawned here. He's going to be like, yo, someone's definitely behind. Because the no map progression spawn, when everyone's back in spawn, is bottom here, not top sidewalk. Chat. What's good, Chaos? Alright, chat. Chaos, question for you. As a regular of my stream. From a flow perspective on attack, when you are playing for A and you have made kills, what should the first guy be doing? What should the first guy be doing? This is for you, Chaos. Come on, Chaos. Give me an answer what you think the first guy. What's good, Flame? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. What is the first guy's role in the flow, Chaos? And I want you to answer. I'm not going to continue this. Be right back. See, that's a fucking cop out. That is a cop out answer. Holy shit. If anyone in my chat who's a regular knows, what should the first guy be doing when you get a couple of kills? Come on, Baz. What's the first thing they're filling or flowing when you get a couple of kills on attack? What is the most important thing you want to do? But give me specifics. What are we trying to push out? I'm talking on attack. Yo Ming, on attack. So you're Miami here, and you've noticed it. Yes, apply pressure. So the key right here, chat. on attack from a flow perspective is you're trying to push out. You're trying to get grandma's control to activate off that. Again, yes, you're making them spawn deeper, and the guys on time, when you push out long, can focus on one way once you start spawning them here. Last guy can get the pinch from wherever. Bump, refill, block, BRB. Oh, chaos! That's what you meant. Damn! Wow, he's outplayed us. Holy shit. Wait, that was beautiful. Holy fuck. Wow. Damn. Yo, someone needs to give this guy a shout out. I don't know how to do shout outs, but someone give him a shout out. Because that, my friend, I might shed tears. Wow. He's picking up what I'm putting down. I might actually start shedding tears. Wow. Yo, give him, one of my mods, give him a shout out, please. This is like a fucking wax on, wax off kind of moment type shit. Yeah, but back to my point is, yes, you're trying to push out dubs. You're trying to spawn them here, and you're trying to clear long timings, and you're just trying to whittle down lives. Now, chat. So why is it important that not only are we spawning them deeper, why is it important that this guy's trying to take as many kills as he can? From a game management perspective, from a live perspective, why is it important we're trying to reduce their lives as much as we can? Oscar Gridlock, you're only about 2 hours late, but better late than never. What is think about it from a game macro, game management perspective, why is it important you whittle down lives and you play with this aggression, and what effect does it have? Appreciate it, Gridlock. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Alright, Chaos, you're on a bit of a roll. A-star student type shit. Answer me. Or anyone in the chat can answer me. Why is that important? Now, I want you to think about it from a game management perspective, and then I want you to link it to the micro. Come on, chat. Let's get your brains thinking. Your brains thinking. What do you reckon, Gridlock? Flameberg, if you're still here. Swearholes. Theater. The Durf? I don't even know how to see your name. It's either the Durf or Theater. I'm gonna call you Theater. It sounds better. So, the question here is, so we've identified in your flow, if you've made kills in your flow, right? You play for mid control, you've got kills. You're trying to push out into grandma's control. And when you get grandma's control, based on your timings, you're trying to play kills, denied long, and once you've made kills, you're trying to spawn trap them here, right? But from a game management perspective, from a lives perspective, why do you want to do that? And then what effect does it have? You're pushing your advantage in a win condition. Okay, you're delaying the push, getting kills with max extended because of funnel backbeat. So that's good. And that's an answer I'm looking for, but now I want you to think from a macro perspective. I want you to think from a game management perspective, because then the game management will affect the micro and then affect the flow. Okay? So let's say right here. Let me give you a bit more of a tip. 28 to 25. Let's say 2 bumps out and he gets these 2 kills. It's now 28 to 23, right? And they spawn in here. So now we know, okay, yes, so work your kills more easily. Good, we know this, right? Good, very good answer. Time stopped. We know what routes they're going to take. We know the timings of the routes. But again, I'm thinking from a game management perspective. Let's think about the bottom tier of that triangle first. We do this a couple more times. And now it's 19 to 12. And you've capped A. Okay? What happens if it's 19 to 12 from a game management perspective? And how does it affect the micro? So good answers, Gridlock. Good answers, Flame. Can give you numbers, good. But what's different about 19-12 versus 28-25? Affect the mindset and make them more predictable. Good. Okay. Elaborate. Because you're on the right track. Now you're thinking about a pro. Now you're thinking like a pro. They have to play more scared. The pacing. Good. Right. This is what we call game management. You guys are fucking spot on. Very, very well done. Right. So when you do things like this, watch LAT, the best control team in the game. They're constantly playing with this pace to try and get as many kills as you can. This is how we used to play control for the past 3 years. This is what we call game management, right? You're going to cap A. Based on your flow, you're going to cap A. The reason why you're going to cap A is because it's the easiest. Before you cap A, you wanna reduce their lives as much as you can because it changes the way they play once they have only B to defend. On defense, every single life that you lose is an advantage for your opponent. It's like S&D. On attack, on S&D, if you're playing attack, the more kills you get, the more in favor it is for you. Defense has the favor or the advantage when they have numbers or have lives, right? So it's the same thing here. It's two things. So Flameberg is excellently said for the first bit is you're less likely to take risks. You're less likely to layer, you're less likely to take risk, and you're less likely to trade. It was good rocking. So, when you don't have lives, you're less likely to make these risky plays that can make the game easy for you, right? But then also, there's less waves that you can fuck up on. And when you have less waves, it means the enemies can play more loose to force trades. When you only have 8 lives on defense, that's 2 waves. If an enemy needs 2 waves to win the game, they can force trades. They can play info, trust the flow, stick to their game plans, and force trades and go 1-for-1 if they have numbers. It's the same thing on defense. That's why control is a very simple game in that regard. Is you trust your flow, you fill the lanes that you need to, right? You keep the game simple, you use the progression that you have, you play your power spots to play your guarantees. Once you do, you punish teams, you go forward, you play your kills under the assumption that, hey, we're going to cap A anyway. Now, you have to balance it. There's a reason why you don't see 3 people spawn trapping. Because it works on the other side as well. Because if you had 3 people trying to spawn trap and you all die, well, now you're in a spawn trap. So it's a risk reward and it's a balance, and that's why the balance is 1 person bumping out, 2 people playing time, which is basically 7 seconds per tick, and then 1 person pinch or getting through time. That's the risk reward balance perspective on that. Really, really, really good fucking answers, boys. Really, really good fucking answers. Now we're thinking about the macro. Now we're thinking about how we can put ourselves in positions, in advantageous positions, that can then put us in positions to win the game, obviously. In positions to win. So we look at it right here. This, I was very surprised about this. Because they've just got 3 kills. They're looking for 1. Right? I was expecting Draz to bang this, 6 to bang this, 8 to hold, and 7 to refill the side lanes. I was expecting FaZe to play for blue control, but instead they don't play for blue. They play for sidewalk and give them blue control to then get out and use map progression. So this was, I was very surprised. I don't think Draz should do this. I think he leaves it to 7 because they're doing the same shit. He then ends up going around and pinching underground anyway. I feel like he had the timing to get into blue and deny the spiral route anyway. So right here, chat, if they're not on A, you'll get the close tool spawn, and then you just refill mid. That's why spawn trapping on this new patch is even more important and even easier to do. So look what Real's doing here. You see, this is the exact point I'm trying to make. Yeah, sure, it's 1-for-1, but every kill you get on attack, on attack, makes it more in your favor at the end of the game. Very good. Good from Draz here, at least. Oh, you're good, Brighty. Fantastic, mate. You're good. You're good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow. Yep. You see what Merc is saying? Life advantage.
30. Pressure on here for FaZe. One big wave of kills.
Nice. Now they can stack. Now this is where, if they wanted to, they could stack. He's playing for his kills. To get through. A captured, only B to defend. PTSD activated. PTSD activated. Because this is a true one wave and you lose scenario. So I'm a bit surprised here. So this initially was good. This is good. Right here, 1, 2, they get to time 3. So right here, I'm thinking, right, you play to watch mid. If you don't get this ammo spawn, you know somebody's got through. Someone's got through, right? I'm like here, alright, I spawned back here. Okay. Somebody's pushed in our base right here. What's good, Brag Lizard? You're playing the place with the game during the lives. That's why they call you not a slight, just a level. You should die people when they call you. I like that from you, Lizard. I love that from you. But it's the game within the game. It is like a psychological aspect of it. So right here, maybe the only thing that I could say is from a flow perspective, I'd be like, yo, get your bitch ass down here. Get your bitch ass down here while we're pinching and stack time to then deny this timing. That is probably the only constructive feedback I'd give Renko is be like, yo, you got 2 kills, get more in the play, because in case you die, you're in positions where you can shift and you can watch the routes. Because this is, to be honest with you guys, trips is from a micro perspective, chat, like playing top trips is a fucking unreal. I'm looking at both teams, Asku. Playing top trips is unreal to try and get mid control in the first place, right? But then once you've got mid control and you've got kills and you've got progression, bro, get your bitch ass down on gun and get closer to the play. Gun is the most important hybrid spot that you can get into because you can help in about fucking 17 different ways. So if Renko's here, this guy's dead, or at least we have info. That guy's coming off spawn here, refilling where he needs to, and then just repeating and doing it all again. So right here, them two, if 3 is already here, he's dead. Them 2 play time. That guy's going to spawn close, refill through. He then picks up gun. That is flow. GG's. Game is over. 1 wave is all it takes.
You're in a good spot. That might be the wave. You're going to have multiple players pushed up. Bodies on it. First tick starting to work. Real trying to cut down the reinforcements, but that's a big pick from Zip to shut it down. Take it around on the other side. Will be.
And now it gets kind of a bit scary here. So we're watching both teams anyway. Just seeing what we can learn. Hey, what's good, Jaren? You see what I'm saying, chat? Same again here, chat. Like, they have the timing, so he should be by gun, so he's in a position, in a hybrid spot to get across. His teammate, as soon as he spawns in, can refill where required. That's how you use map progression. That's how you use mid to continuously flow to make efficient kills where you think the pressure's coming from. Then 3 can help here. 4 has outer. They can then play and cut from time. He spawns close, bet. He spawns close, that means nothing is past. Nothing is completely past this, right? Bet. Shift across. That guy can help you get across. That means you have the timings to do it. Your spawn is telling you what to do. You do, and you use the spawn that's given. Run forward, trust the flow, refill. This game should be over. It should have been over a wave ago. You see that? So basically what should have happened is then 1 refills this, 2 is basically here. 2 is here. They have a crossfire, they're helping each other, they're in hybrid spots. Like, this game is over. If they take underground routes, who cares? You have the timings. Get across. Stack this shit now. Stack this shit. Right here, stack this shit. Stack this shit. 2 get to gun. They don't have to 4-stack it. They don't have to 4-stack it, but you get the idea. Like, even if the wave is not clean and they don't 4-stack it, like 1 guy gun. Gun is such a huge power spot that you can use. Hey, what's good, Alejandro? Yeah, you missed it. Live for 2 hours. So you get the idea here, chat. So then that's how the micro affects the macro affects the micro. That's how we have flow. Wait, they use the music? What the fuck? Nah, you're good. You're good. Yes. All of these are on my YouTube, so make sure you do check out my YouTube channel. So I post them on my Twitter, and I post them on YouTube. So follow me on Twitter to see them, and then YouTube for the full videos.
Yeah, there's nothing that's really saying they're going to get back into it. So they have the talent to do so, yeah, but it's got to show up.
Yep. Nice, good plays initially.
It starts though with this offense.
I appreciate you both. Appreciate you guys. Alright, so right here, I'm interested to see what they do right here. So they know FaZe the triple stack in B. Do they chalk it or do they continue to keep playing? So they have progression tower. They're going to use that progression to then get them off B. You see what I'm saying, chat? So I'm curious, right, chat? If Jose's not here, if Real's not here, if he's like here, then I think they chalk it and they go round. They try and go round, flip the map on him, and then last guy's watching the pinch, right? But I think the first guy, so he's already out, so we ignore him. He's the first guy setting up the play on B. They use that progression to then replay B. Keep it stupid simple. Wherever your teammates are will dictate where you want to break, how you want to break. Get to him. Use your stuns, use your nades, and you can set up the break there. The worst thing they could have done is him doing this, and leave 4 to just die for no reason. Unless they're completely chalking, which they're not going to do. Nice. Alright, right here. Okay. Are they going to try and play for mid control with numbers? Interesting. Alright, chat. Quick question. Chat, quick question right here for you guys. It's currently... Actually, here's the question. How come they all don't take routes? Chat. In this situation here, tell me why they don't all take routes and relate it to both a macro level and a micro level. Relate it to a macro and a micro. So tell me why they all don't take routes in this situation here. What's the reasoning? Now, you're a pro player. You're downloading the information in your head. So what information are you gathering? What are you looking at your minimap? What you're looking at your kill feed? Okay, good. Good. I like that. That's a good answer. But even more so from a macro perspective, why? Timings wise, they'll already be on A if they don't cut. 1 on point, spawns, FaZe closer to A. Okay, so let's elaborate. I want to elaborate more on 1 on point. Is it 1? I think it might be 2 on point. Yeah, 2. There's 2 on point here. 2 on point here. Why have they not all instantly gone? So let's break it. Let's break it down more in a micro perspective. So I want to expand more on the 1 on point thing. From a macro perspective, why? From a flow perspective, why? It's simple, guys. Very, very simple. Think about when you want to take a route versus when not to take a route. Remember, think back to the Skyline. Think back to the Skyline P3 example. When they decided not to take a route versus taking a route. Again, let's keep it stupid simple. I promise you the answer is easy. Yes, good. Okay. So right here, simple enough. They're in 3 versus 2. They have mid progression. They have the ability and the timings to get to power spots mid to then fight for this. The last guy is then going to take this route to pinch time. It's okay having one person taking the route, but ideally when you have the progression, use it. These are the kills with the progression you get in the power spots that are the most efficient. This is how we then tie in the micro. Micro meaning, look at the positions they're in. Gun is such a big power spot to at least get people weak either side. There's nowhere they can hide. And when then he repinches this side, there is truly nowhere they can hide. Once he has gun control, they can use that progression to bang sidewalk. One of them can take a triple route, heaven route, so the guy gun doesn't die. You see how this is flow? One guy go here, one guy here, one guy here, last guy here. That's how you retake mid. This is what we call complementary routes. They can also play for kills while they push. Yes, correct. Chat, this is complementary routes. Now, let me think about the micro. So put yourself in Renkor's shoes right here, chat. If you're Renkor, what are the possible positions where you can die? So I want to start talking a bit more about the micro and how it relates to the macro. So if you're Renkor here, in what positions, if you're Top Gun trying to kill him off A, where can you die from? So think about it. Where can you die from? Top trips, right? So I'm going to put it in a different color. So you can die from here, here, here. You can die from bottom blue, here. Where else can you potentially die? Where else can you potentially die from? Outside of trips. So outside of trips, where else can you die? Sidewalk, good. A stairs, good. Right? Boat. Boat is... I don't think you can, but you can die from like here. Like on the stairs. You can like shoot him here. Right? So, the reason why what Miami do is fantastic is if one person takes a trips route, they deny so many positions that the guy Top Gun can get shot from. This is how flow is very important and effective to pro teams, right? This is how we set your teammates up. By understanding your game plan and how you want to break in the moment, by taking routes that set up your teammate, you allow him to play a power spot and look one way. By taking these routes and then using mid, this is how we complement each other. This is what we call complementary. Because the guy triples and the guy heaven is denying the guy gun from dying. The guy gun is denying the guy behind him from dying. You see how there's synergy. This is why flow at the highest level is very important, because these are things you don't think about in the moment. These are things you naturally do. You're not sitting there thinking about, if I take this route, maybe I'll set up this guy, this guy. These are things you talk about after the game or in a VOD session to then do naturally without hesitation. This is why complementary routes, when it comes to breaking hill or breaking times, are very important. Because then you can use that map progression to help each other. Then you can set each other up and trade the most efficient kills.
Got the 2 ticks at B, so still in a pretty good position. Nice win for himself. That's what I was going to say. So yeah, you are working both points. There seems to be a more standard.
See that?
There's going to be that 3.
Exactly. Look at them refilling blue, and look at them taking, the last guys are taking the side routes. What is number 2 doing so well here? So right here, chat, there's 2 things that number 2 did really well. 2 things. And I want you to watch it and let me know what you think. So number 1, and then now number 2. So what are the 2 things that number 2 has done fantastic during that clip? From a macro level. Not from a micro, but from a macro. So, number 2 is he stays alive. He recognizes right here. Super does a fantastic job recognizing, hey, my teammate has died, right? I'm potentially in a 1 versus 3. He knows this. He's in a 1 versus 3, right? So, instead of taking one and getting instant traded, and then now they have blue control, and now they're going to spawn close. Or, well, like, probably like here, right? He stays alive. He stays alive, holds progression, because it does one of 2 things. Number 1, his teammates can get to him and use that progression. And number 2, these guys have to tweak for him. They can't just leave him. And if they leave him, a timing is open for him to do something, right? But then, even before then, look how he's at least refilling blue, trying to help a teammate. He understands he's the first guy in the flow. So he's going to try and take the same fight as him. Now, he doesn't die. Game was rigged anyway. He dies, but he doesn't trade, which then changes how he reacts off the information to try and stay alive. So that's how we adapt in the micro based on what's happening in the macro. Very good answers, boys. So my point again, guys, we keep it stupid simple. Look at the progression based on the flow of what your teammates get him. You get the same lane as him. Appreciate you, Redbird. Thank you so much. Means a lot. So then right here, you're using the progression. Keep it stupid simple. Follow your teammate up in the flow. If he has mid progression, you help him get mid progression. The reason why you're trying to get mid progression is because that's the most important thing you want to get in relation to winning, right? Understanding when to use your teammates versus when not to use your teammates. And teams like Heretics and teams like FaZe are very, very good at using their teammates' progression to then trade out the most important kills. I don't agree with this necessarily. I think it would have been easier if he did this and then 3 can refill and then 2's in a position, but you see how he's using his progression. When number 2 stays alive, you have progression to make any kind of decision you want. It could have been a bit dodgy if he dies and then they repinch, but I mean, either or. Would you have suggested to have one of the trips? Normally Cell does. Normally every single protocol control on attack, Cell is top trips. Or an AR is hard camping top trips. All the time. I just don't know why they didn't do it this map. Well, I do know why. Pressure. But like, normally they don't. And I've studied them inside and out. Now look at him staying alive. Look at him aping. Look, this is the definition of aping. Hive-minding. They're trying to play for him. All of them turn around. Look at number 4 holding mid progression again. And now look at them trying to use that mid progression. Now they can take routes. See that? You see how they use the mid progression here, chat? If you have middle, you want to use it. This is what we call refilling. They're refilling where they think the pressure is coming from, picking up lanes and picking up power spots and hybrid spots that are gonna give them the most efficient kills and highest percentage chance of winning that gunfight. One person's taking a route because they don't have blue control. If they had blue control, then they would have banged through mid. When they don't have blue control, it's fine one person taking the route. Everyone else is going through mid to fight to take the fights that are the most necessary, to deny A, to then get in the spawn trap. It's very, very, very simple. Ape together strong, use the progression. Nice. They're going to use mid progression now, so use your mid. This is now, guys, where they aren't pinching. They have numbers, use mid. If they didn't have numbers, you'll see one person taking that pinch. Refill, because these are the most important kills. These. The kills towards the point are the most important because your win condition, game management, is you're winning in 15. They have no choice but to bang time. Yes, 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 yep. I've seen that too, Flameberg. Absolutely. And it doesn't, in them situations, guys, when you are in the flow, this is why roles don't necessarily matter too much anymore in COD, is if you're the first guy, I do not give a fuck what weapon you have. If you get a clean wave, your job is to get space. Your job is to do what the game plan is and set your teammates up. You pushing out, clearing cuts, getting specific info, making kills, setting up the game for the end of the rest of the game. You're getting kills for the rest of the game. You're setting these guys up. The way you're setting these guys up is they only then have to look at 1 or 2 ways. When you don't do that, you're then fucking over them from a timing perspective. They then have to watch 100 different ways. This is where you call trust in the flow. This is where I hate when people front bait. I'm not saying Cell does it here. I'm just a general thing where if you have numbers in your flow, And you're the first guy, you're in a 4 versus 3. If you're one shot, I do not give a fuck. Just slide and die. Die and set it up for him, for these guys. They will get your trade. If you get 2 bullets into someone and you die in a one shot, it's better than you staying alive. He's trying to take the child. He dies. You take 100 years to regen, and God forbid you get stunned, so you can't regen, and now you're both dead. Look at him refilling through mid. Trying to play the kills, prioritize the right kills. I think they end up capping this. Yeah, they end up capping this here. No. No, 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 no. 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 You do not, Asku. You do not, and you can tell I'm being serious here because I've sat the fuck up. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is trying to play hard defined rules. Meaning, what's with Clarion? Is if you're an AR, oh, you can't push. Oh, you're an SMG, all you can do is push. No. Look at it from a conveyor belt perspective. Where you are in relation to this conveyor belt will determine how you play the micro. If you're the furthest pushed up guy, I don't give a fuck. AR or SMG, you are going rogue. You are using your free life, you are holding map control, you are getting space, and you're spawning them deep. Right? If you're the last guy, I don't care if you're an SMG. You're holding spawns. Right? You're playing spawns, you're watching pinch, if you're an SMG, you're pulling out an AR. It's not your role, but you're pulling one out. Right? Look at the clip with Dashi. Dashi top skyline, first guy. He has a free life. Because understanding your priority in the flow will then dictate and determine your positioning in that flow. Like from a micro perspective. If you're the first guy and you have an AR, sure, you might not take SMG gunfights. You might play it slightly bit creddy. You might pull out your pistol. You might try and put some distance on. Or you might even pick up an SMG. Or if you're an SMG and you're the last guy watching the pinch, you might change how you're watching it based on the weapon you have. Ideally, you want to pull out an AR. But where you are in relation to your flow, in relation to the objective, in relation to what you need to do in the moment, in relation to what map control you need to get, the roles are fluid. Ubiquitous, I might add. Call of Duty is not played like that anymore. Sure, don't get me wrong. If you're an AR, there are certain spots you are going to play. For sure. For sure. 100%. There will be certain spots you are going to play. But how pushed up you are in relation to that will be different between where you are in that flow. Okay? Of course, if you're the second guy and you know they have full map control, I'm not expecting you to run forward and get a fucking World Star 3-piece. No, you're going to play the power spot or the hybrid spot in relation to where you are in this flow, in relation to what the enemy has, in relation to the wave. Right? If your entire team, if the entire enemy team's dead and they're all spawning back here, and you're here and you're the first guy, I don't care if you're an AR. I'm expecting you to bang. I'm expecting you to hit something. But then, if you're the first guy and you don't have map control, then play your AR spots, right? The micro positioning is what is determined by the macro in relation to like what the enemies are doing, or versus what you should be doing. The more you play, the more you'll get it.
The rest of phase, they're starting to get pushed on up. Metals finds one, 8 versus 4 here. Miami trying to send them
Cell does. Cell does put a lot of pressure down on the map. He does. I will tell you, I've studied Cell so much. He does. He is pretty fast. He's pretty quick. No worries, Asku. No worries. I agree. Yes, Flameberg is right. I think an underrated